Hey everyone, this is Randy. Hope you're doing great. Welcome to this edition of E3 Minutes for Life. I just wrapped up doing a virtual presentation for an organization, and what I was presenting on triggered a question after the fact that caused me to think, that's probably something that people could benefit from. So I wanted to take this edition of E3 Minutes to share with you, what do you do if somebody is underperforming and we don't want to lose them, or you are not liking what you're doing and know you're underperforming, but you don't want to leave your organization? How do we address that? So this is for whether you're managing somebody or whether you're in this situation yourself. And I would say you want to consider four things. Number one, do they like what they're doing, or are you happy with what you're doing? It could be that you took a promotion or you took a lateral move a few months ago, and it really isn't what you thought it was going to be. I've got a good friend, and he thought he had always wanted to do something in retirement. And then soon after he retired, he had the opportunity to do it, and it turned out he didn't like it. So do they like what they're doing? Maybe they're managing people for the first time and thought that they wanted to do that, but as it turns out, they really don't have the patience for it. Or they really don't want to continue to have to babysit, referee, psychologist, all the things you have to do in management. The second thing is, are their skills, talents, and preferences in what they do, or are your skills, talents, and preferences being utilized by the new position that you're in? It may be that you were really good at what you were doing and they moved you to being over people who do that, but now instead of being able to do what it was you were doing, you're just doing management. You're just doing administrivia. The very end of my advertising career, I rarely did much with advertising anymore. I was always having to do hiring and firing and corporate initiatives and P's and Q's and HR issues and whatever else. And I very rarely did advertising anymore. So is it really utilizing their skills, talents, and playing to their preferences? Number three, we've got to make sure that we tie what somebody is doing to their values, their inherent motivators, and their aspirations for life. We've all got things that we want to do or be, things that we value most, things that we really would sacrifice some things in order to be able to do others. And if our job, if our daily tasks, if our list, if our stack, if our emails and all that are cutting into that, then we're not ever going to find true fulfillment. And then finally, the last thing that I would suggest that you should look at, what is best for the organization? We can't leave somebody in a spot if it's really taking a toll on an entire team, if it's taking a toll on our customer base, if it's taking a toll on our whole organization. I'm not big on saying, well, ignore the individual for the greater good, but I do think that we owe it to everyone on the team to make sure that everyone on the team is being fairly managed, is being developed in the best way possible. And if their manager, if their supervisor is not a person who's ever going to do that, then I don't think it's fair to leave that person in that role. So anyway, I don't know if this was helpful to you or not. I hope it was, whether it's for you or for somebody else. But I just wanted to share that with you on this edition of E3 Minutes for Life. Thanks very much for joining me today, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.